Welcome all, and thank you for joining us here on stream one at DSC DACH 25. My name is Joey, and I'll be your host throughout today's exciting sessions. We are kicking off things with Catalin Gheorghiu, Solutions Architect at EPAM. His session is titled Get the Vibe. Catalin, the stage is yours.
Okay, so good morning. It's let's say it's early, so let's start. Thank you, Shivan, for the nice introduction, but I'll do it yet again. I'm Catalin. I'm a solution architect at the PAM. Yeah, the PAM system, PAM Romania. Yeah, but still a PAM. So from the year 2011, each year, Microsoft awarded me the title of Most Valuable Professional. My current category, it's IoT. And IoT, it's quite related a lot with AI. So what we're going to talk today, we are going to have a workshop about something that you should not have a workshop. You just start doing it. But, okay, let me first play a bit with the slides. Sorry, I did not do that. So I apologize in advance if some cats are jumping in, out, or over the place. The situation will be deal fast, but still you will have some cats into the picture. So what will be the structure of this workshop? Yeah, first I'll get you an introduction of some sorts, to know what's all about, to know the terms, and then we'll try to run through some of the tools. If there is something to be downloaded, I'll give you something like 5 minutes in advance to know what's all about it and download it. All the downloads are pretty decently small, so in a couple of minutes are mostly forks of Visual Studio Code. So, and some of the stuff I'm going to show you in Visual Studio Code, but that's just to give you an idea where we are and what's all about. I'm still gonna leave this picture because it's still gonna listen to my voice as we get to the chase, as we cut to the chase. So if we are listening to Microsoft, there are up to now 3 waves of AI. So the first one, and I really hate that I'm doing this online because we can discuss this and throw chocolates at people. So the first one, it's predictive. The second one is generative, and the third one, it's agentic. So now we're on the third one. What's agentic? Agentic, it's based on generative. It means that AI can work outside of prompts, outside of the specificity of the prompts, do more than answer to a question, and also to perform action without prompts. Understand that, okay, I need something else, and I need to throw it in. So what's all this story with vibe coding? In fact, here, yeah, let me share something else. So let me share the full screen because it's sanitized, and let's see what we have here. For example, this was from quite recently. So somebody from Meta saying the vibe coding is the way of the future. And as you see, people put it that jokes and memes. We'll get around it. We somehow need to see what's all about. Still, I can leave those guys from the Meta. Yeah, it's 28 and by billionaire. So yeah, what's the story? It's a pretty new story, and somebody who works at Tesla, OpenAI, Andrei Karpathy, put in on the social media, talk about vibe coding. Now, so this is a way of not doing all the stuff by yourself. Do not ask way of doing agentic coding. So you are just telling the AI, I want this application, and a version of AI will throw it back to you. Okay, this article, I've seen it understood on the internet in many different ways. One of these way, it's the way of this person, which Alexander Wang. So essentially, this will be the future. Some people understand it like tongue-in-cheek, like throwaway weekend projects. And some people understood it like a helper in developing code. Okay, what will be the issues and with vibe coding? It's one of the issues that we have in all our lives. We need the natural language. It's not precise enough to define something. See the laws in your country, any country. So it's an issue to using natural language to describe something. So that's one of the let's say issues with vibe. Okay, so since we're gonna use vibe to create more than one tool for vibe coding, how we're gonna measure what we have? So that's another problem. It's how do we evaluate the results of the AI? Okay, this is again philosophical on using the vibe coding. An absolute beginner using a vibe coding tool could get code if that works. But on the other hand, that code, it could be an absolute unholy mess. Again, let's say on the first issue of the precision of language, this will get better with time, but our languages are not precise enough. So this won't get the perfection. Maybe I will learn to ask more question and to clarify the context and the precision, but this is not, I did not see it on any tool up to now. And this most probably will take some time. The second one, okay, how to evaluate the code? This will still remain because you need to know something. On the other hand, the quality of the code will grow because the code itself will be generating learning from much more better code out there. Now it has a base, but still the problem remains. An absolute beginner working with, yes, we'll get something that works, but that's that. And the last one, it's related, in fact, it's not the last one. There is a small one, which we'll see it or not. But let's not jump ahead. Okay, if the code is of a good quality, this means that it's easy to work on top of it. So if it follows patterns and practices, here what I'm trying to say, it's yes, the code generated, it's easy to understand, to be able to be modified. Because, okay, I'm guessing just to, there will be some operation that you want to do by hand at the end of the day. Not everything will be generated by the machine. Because it would be far easier to, let's say, move to controls if you understand them, then try to create another prompt and explain everything in natural language at the end. Depends, but still remains the ability to understand and to modify the code. The last one, it's doesn't apply to all the tools generally. It is they have their tendency of dropping whatever they generated when you ask for a modification. So essentially, if you are doing something and then change it, and then ask IE to change it, he will drop everything, including your change, and start it from a clean slate. This we're gonna see it each when going through our tools. So first, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, what's agentic? So, what's the difference between agentic and yeah, question asking? So for this, let's in fact we have here one more slide, and we'll play with it, and then get rid of the. Yes, you find me on LinkedIn. Yeah, the picture is from 20 years ago. Yes. I will change it one day, maybe in 20 years. But if you have question, feel free to shoot there. So let's get rid of this, and this we do not need anymore. And yeah, so let's start Visual Studio Code. And one word of warning about extension. Everything revolves around extension Visual Studio Code if you download the tool. But not extension are built the same. So Visual Studio Code extensions, which, yes, some of those know this vibe coding, but are not the most famous and not the well used, are better curated. So there is a team from Microsoft who is looking at all extension, not to hide malicious code and something like this. The other products out there based still on Visual Studio Code do not use this kind of extension vetting mechanism. They use a parallel one. Okay, Visual Studio Code, it's an open source, they can do this. And there were some rumors over the internet that some of the extensions are malicious. And yeah, so be careful if an extension does not work. Think twice. Why? Because it could be absolutely a malicious payload. Okay, and I'm not saying that, like all the materials I read, I'm not saying that the mechanism used by the other tools it's bad. No, they do not have the resources, and yeah, they have their reasons of doing stuff. Okay, so starting on our way of showing you what's first to understand what's the difference between agentic and normal. And sorry, I need to get rid of. So what I load here, I have in the Visual Studio Code like C4. This is an extension in Visual Studio that allows you to generate diagrams from a specified architecture. Also, all the stuff. It has an MCP server, which I'm going to start. And what I like about these tools, when this is starting, and I still need to get rid of the cat. Sorry. So this this is on top of the example. It shows all the. I just specify what are the relationship, and on top of this, generated all the type of diagrams that thought of. But there is another stuff which it's which I've tried here. So this was started from an like C4 model. Like C4 is the tool. It generates specifically C4 diagrams, but can do more. I ask it, look, I want this example to be translated from Amazon to Azure. And here he read all the files in the agentic mode and modify all the files. And you see all the commands. So essentially, when you're talking about Visual Studio Code, what's the big difference? In agentic mode, the Copilot, this is hooked into a Copilot in this. It will learn to move, to change all your files with dependencies. If you're coming from a programming background, it's something like renaming. It goes everywhere. Otherwise, you just ask a question and you get a piece of code, or you get only one files or something. Here it knows to goes everywhere. I'm using this, okay, first to tell you that, look, this tool, which is free and has extension, can do architecture, and it's pretty smart. And that's also, it's a stepping stone to understand that agentic is doing far more in Visual Studio Code. But getting back to our topic, I'll still leave you this. So, okay, here you have change Amazon to Azure. That was my prompt. And yeah, you see that I'm trying to be quite precise. I avoid the fluff, but still I want to make a natural language that makes sense, and it's highly precise. And yeah, unfortunately, when we're talking with the AI, we need to do this. So now let's go on our journey. Let's go tool by tool. What will be our target? Let's try a low-hanging fruit. Let's create a web photo editor. So this will try to do it on all the tools. So let's go, because I'm old, and like let's move. You do not see this, but I have a video. I have a video window, so let's ask Google. So, and we got this nice page, and let's try the first one. You do not need nothing to install. So we are in the Google AI Studio. And here we can throw something. Again, I'm going, as complexity goes, for the tools that you can run quite nicely in the browser. Tools that you need to install. And because this will take, in the tools from Google, and the one online will take the best part of 15 minutes. If you want to follow me, I will give you this one. Put it on the chat. Let me see if I, not great video. Yes, on the Zoom. So I'll put it in the chat. So if you want, you can download it. Again, everything is free, at least for the beginning. What you see here also, this is a line that I'm gonna put into the generated code afterwards to see what will happen if we do a modification, if we maintain or not. So getting back to it. Create web photo editor. So run control. Let me say you have a lot of fluff here. Again, what would be, I'll say, Andre Karpati mentioned this, especially for weekend projects that are throwable, but you still want to do something with those. So you want to try something, and yeah, you do not have the absolute knowledge, and you try vibe coding, and you get something, and it's a stepping stone of some sort. And you see, this is working quite a lot. So this is the photo editor. Let me, in fact, let me steal this picture and try to work with it. Okay, so new bitmap or something. No, can do it even in Paint. And save it as JPEG, and then I said as a JPEG. No, it's okay. It's a test. So let's get back here. Upload your photo. So we are on the. So I'm not sure what we can do with this, but add the cat wearing sunglasses. It's a good idea. So we have our cat with sunglasses, and we have saturation, and we can play with all the stuff. Okay, so getting back to code, let's try to drop our wonderful line. If we understand what's all about. Because, yeah, you remember, one of the topics was if you understand what's all about. But this head, where is the body? And I'm telling you that I'm not a React developer. So now you understand what are the issues if you are not a developer from it. If you want to modify it, but still, an index HTML body. Here is the body. Let's try it into body on the top and see what's up. And we have our line here. Head, body, inside. And so we have it here. Here in fact, let me show you again. Here is the link, and it will go to the site that we know. So here you see that you do not have directly to change, to have other new prompt. But let's, in fact, I'm lying. It's here below. So let's let's say add button color help referencing Google. And let's see what is going to happen. Edit send prompt. Get. Now again, we are fighting with and again, you see that it's a bit of a fight. Let's try even that. Add a button called help referencing Google.com. Yeah, allow this time. Add a button called help referencing Google.com. We still send prompt. And we are on time on this. So we see it up to a point of what it's doing. Let's go to the next tool on this, because we have a lot of them. Here in Firebase Studio, it's not that, let's say, that simple. So, web app for everything photos. Also on still on the fringes of Vibe, there are tools that can run from can get a Figma files and create a full-fledged application out of it. Again, all the consideration that we apply to let me click this Vibe generated application apply to this one similar. Again, you see, it's a lot of magic and happening here. What I'm trying to say is that yes, can save you to write a lot of code, but it really helps that you know what's happening. And as it goes, again, if you did not got it up to now, I'm coming from ASP.NET area, so it's a quite different way of doing, not different. It's a similar but not same way of generating code. So for me, I need to stumble a bit around until I know what's happening. Still, these are the simpler ways of doing it. You see it, everything, it's online. We just started doing something and we got a result pretty fast. and with some embellishment. To say in the first case, nobody asked for an AI enhancer. And also, I say it's not the, in fact, it's faster than you do it by hand, but it's not absolute fast generation. It's not instantaneously. And again, this is generally not a complex application by the source of it. So we still have a lot of files. Again, you will see that in this case, it says that we're prototyping. Does not say that we are doing a real app. No, no thanks later. So here we have a simpler application, which has a name, and let's try use our test, and let's do a rotate, and we can work on the contrast, and we can add some text. And here also we have how to enhance. Because we do not have a Gemini, but still. Here I should have add my Gemini key for it. So let's try to look into all these files, and let's try to add a nice button and then play with it. So my guess will be here. Select also I get switch to code. I'm trying to find my way into it. Circle page. That was the prompt. Let's try this. So we have it here. Let's see. Switch to the code if it's working. Yes, it's working. And it's working here also back. So what change we want to make? Add button. Help referencing. Okay, referencing is not the most common English. And let's see what it's gonna do. If it's gonna erase our changes or not. That's the yeah. that's the purpose of this exercise. So we have the new button, and let's see, and it goes to Google Chrome. As you see on this tool, even though I find it on online references, here it did not erase the code. So within Firebase, let's move on. We have something like one more online tool, and then we move to the offline tools. So let's get again. I'm a bit fighting with the platform, so I have a lot of stuff on top from the Zoom, and I'll try to move it around. So let's go to Tempo, tempo.ai, or tempo.me. So let's first log in, because this will help. And let's create the project, what we like to do. And I really love this Slack applications. Because, yeah, I do not see anything. So, web photo editor. Let's use also. You see that here, this agentic wave from one line of prompt was able to create a lot of stuff. So it's really starting ideating, creating, let's add this control, let's add a enhancement, in all the cases up to now. So this is agentic at work. And okay, this on this tool, you have some free cloud calls. Cloud, it's one of the models which it's quite good in code generation. And I'm looking that we're still very good on time, because they're gonna the idea is to show you as much tools as possible. And if I'm covering, let's say, the most popular one, which for sure is gonna be, it's a win. And then to give you my take on how to use wipe coding as today. And this will still work a bit. I should mention yet again that the generation, it's pretty fast, but it's not instantaneous. It's a lot of round trips and asking models, and yeah. And let me try to move yet again the tool someplace. We could have tried to specify a lot more to try to box the technology, but this I didn't try in these tools. Because okay, usually as it goes, you find the tool that you like. There is and then you are starting working your stuff. Here this will take. And as you have seen, Black C4, it's the first tool I use. As a solution architect, it's not my job anymore to write code. On the other hand, it's doing proof of concept, and for proof of concept, yet on this, people are swearing on Cursor. So this is the tool that it's let's say more popular. So let's see what we got. Here you see that we have potential errors, and yeah, we can hire a human fix AI. This is an interesting model. So they are generating the code, and still you can they give you an interface to get the people working on your idea. If you're a startup, that would be quite interesting. So essentially you're going here and starting something, and then try to get somebody to make a polish nice product. And also you can buy cloud through them tempo. So there is an interesting business model. So we have now, this is working, and let's try to make it bigger a bit. Let's try to go through this. And you see also that you get a user flow, what will be the steps, a lot of stuff. Now, oh, this is design, and then this, it should allow me to click everything more. Now, and let's look at the code. Still, this it should have work. Be live. Well, let's try this. And let's see what we have here. And that wasn't that. Again, I need to. Oh, this one, no, we need to have it started in some other manner. Yeah, interact. So we have the picture, and yeah, we'll get rid of more of this. So you can see it a bit bigger, and we can play with it. They are using a stranger way of doing things. So they are getting into this window, and this is you're connected to a dev server of sorts, to a container, and this is part of the development. A bit complicated way of doing. And also, it's in my case, it boxes you to this small screen. We see that we are doing something. So getting back to design, and let's see the code. And again, I need to get rid of all my windows, which are part of Zoom, move them around, and um, this is a React app again. I'm a bit lost on what's there, uh, but no. We can always ask him to, in fact, not because this will dilute the. Let's look at the files index. Um, body. Let's add our favorite link on here. And see what's happening. Unfortunately, he's insisting to work on this small window. So that's, and also being on black, for me, it's quite a fight to see where are the close buttons. But still, we're on good time. So let's interact and see if we have what would be that. Here, the modification did not work that much, but still, we have some payload here. And uh, uh, we can still ask add button or help, even though the code does not work because I did not put it in the right place. Still, we'll see if it's deleted or not. No, so let's see what's gonna happen. What will be? They are for sure working on bigger screens than mine. And why it added the button? I'm not sure. Yeah, they added the button. So let's now see on the code if our modification, how good it bad it was, it's still there. So this is one case when our modification was dropped. It recreated everything from the zero. So again, and let's move to the next one, which is the most popular one, which is the cars. Yes, there is something on the web that you can use, but okay, the most common way of doing things is to install it. Here, like on all the tools they install, which are forks of VS Code, you should be careful about extensions. There, do your due diligence before you use them. So, let's we want to hold on. Let's get rid of it. And let's do something here. And I will start again from the web because yesterday when I tried, it worked without. But let's go. Ask cursor to build. It will be create web. Yeah. Just a second to get a key for it. And again, the wonderful black screen. And just to be curious, what it installed the cursor? Just the application? Just it. Yeah. But yesterday I was okay, this And there's no control of Apple and so very far. That was um, so uh, so here on the cloud, you must be on the hunt for everything because they ask you to accept things. So if you are not attentive, they will jump the and fail successfully. So you need to look up what's happening. And yeah, this is not directly, even though it's a VS Code, it's not Copilot. Yeah. And yeah, the part online, he didn't need to do it. It's for other things. Um, and when you install Cursor, you can import your VS Code settings or have different settings. Let's color those. I'm telling you this. I for presentation and generally prefer the light one, and this is the explanation why is the light one. Again, you see all these vibe tools are quite verbosely. They are telling you, "Oh, I'm I'm doing this. I'm changing a folder." Uh, and comparing, you see why cursor it's the most, let's say, well known and used. Again, you see, it's fast, but it's not instantaneous. So, as you see, we have our uh, photo editor. And We are not using this anymore. And let's get the sepia field. Or this did not work that well, but generally we have it. In fact, let us restart. And we know already. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And getting back to the will be open folder. And this will be photo editor. This is what was created. And in our case, let's add, as we know, this button, and let's see what we're gonna have. And need to do a save, and we have here our button. So this is working. Let's see what happens if we say new chat, add button with ransom Google. Yeah, google.com. Now let's see what is gonna happen. And let's see what here again. He kept this here, and we have our new button. On the other hand, what he generated, it's not as advanced as, let's say, Google, but it did a pretty decent job of doing things. Okay, I say it's a pretty decent job because it's something that I understand. And what I really love, I love that it created the styles. And here I was a bit behind the curve. So the next tool, and which I'm gonna talk a bit, will be this one. Again, you download it. You can do all the steps. We can do all the steps together. Again, it's a fork of VS Code. Again, has his own extension store, which is different from Microsoft ones. And yeah, you need to be careful about it. I will pass also the last tool, not to forget next time. I will say that this is a cross section. There are far more. You can spend the days and days and days on end trying to see tools that work. Again, be careful because some of the tools could be even malicious. The most in my circles, the most well-known it's Cursor, and it has the best. Also, it was the one referenced by Carpati, as far as I understood. So let's see. You can get rid of this and try to run Windsurf. Most probably will be the same user interface. No, it's not. As you see, somehow it sees what are my Visual Studio Code um, files, which I use before, in fact, folders. So here I have the window already open, ready to ask stuff. So let's prompt it. Create tab photo edit. Floating, swimming. They have a lot of humor when they're doing these messages. So again, now it's floating. And we'll do the list. Here also you need to click from time to time to agree that it's creating stuff. So also it remembered this from other tools. And let's see what we have here. Again, we have scripts, we have index, and let's see this application at work. Out from here, users will be cascaded. We have also a readme where I show where it is. No, I'm not sure that the generation finished. It did not. Said accept all. But we're still seeing how the index it's now it's creating the rest of the files. Again, fast, not instantaneous. But absolutely faster than doing it from zero. And if you are a newbie, it's, yeah. In fact, I really see a market for people, younger people, let's say, students trying to do a small application or doing something. Yeah, I definitely see them using wipe tools. Maybe not this one, maybe the first one, online based, because they do not care about GitHub, they do not care about a lot of stuff. But describing very briefly an application and doing it, I see. And even I'll say in my case, I want to have a lot of files generated. I want to have the basic scaffolding. I want to test the user interface up to a point. And I'm not great at Figma, but still I want to work. Or I have a Figma and I want to make it run. And on this, I'm a bit afraid because we have a lot of very smart delivery managers and they do very nice Figmas. And they will think that it's very easy to make a really usable application out of them. Yeah, you can do, you see that you can get from a Figma someplace. but it's you need to work afterwards, and also you need to work to maintain the quality standards. Okay, so uh, uh, getting back to the application, now the application will work. So let's see, because it has all the files. So let's, and yeah, it's working. Getting back to it, um, let us do our well-known change. And if I close the file, we can absolutely open it yet again. So this is body. Let's add it here and let's say, oh no. And let's unfortunately, yeah, it's on a black. But getting back, so let's say add button, call it help referencing Google.com. And you see that here you can also pick the model used. This is ChatGPT 4, but you can use Sonnet, Claude, and so on. Accept file. So we have some edits and accept. Let's save it and let's run it again. We have now the button of help, and here he added the code. Again, you see, this is more or less understandable, again, for me. And again, I'm speaking through the lens of ISP.NET developer, which it's no longer actively developing. So all the code seems reasonably okay. So moving to the next one, I will be try, which is this one. Again, a fork on Visual Studio, and let's see where it. Let us close some of these. Again, it says that we have auto mode. Again, we will try to create, create a web photo editor. So send it over, and let's see. Create a new project. Let's say confirm. Yes, I chose down. And now you already know the drill. Not fast. Yeah, it generates a laundry list of things to do, and then think about it and do it. Most probably also here will be asked to, in fact, here not because we trust the authors of the folder. But let's see. We can put bets if we're going to ask to confirm that we want to create the file and so on. Again, everything it's agentic. It means that from one line, it's like in the saying, one madman throws a stone, and yeah, no 10 smart guys can take it out. Here we have only review. So essentially, here it's the accept. So it will generate all the files needed and then run it. And yeah, we'll see if it's smart enough to know what we have before. One of the discussion it's about okay, how about what it is in the code? What's happening with it? It goes to the model and the security of all this. At least initially, what you are doing, the wipe code, it's secure because you're not creating anything. But if you're adding something, you see that the model it's reviewing. Here depends on the tools, on the general the model. Usually it goes someplace, it gets analyzed, you get a reply. This is how it goes. So the security of all the stuff, it's something that you should think about it. In fact, to be sure that you are not leaking information left and right. And that will be an uphill battle in industrial projects. Because you need to convince the client that everything it's by the book and everything is there. So let's see if we yes, we have here, and no, copy this because we will want to have it later, but and most probably after this session, you wouldn't want to see another let's say, photo editor in your life. So something like this. It's working. And I will put this also here to be able to restart it easily. Yeah, again, this is a far simpler way application. We had a very complex application in some of the tools. Some they were also working as standalone progressive apps. These are pretty simple. So let's add our button and see what's up. Let's say not just or someplace or just what's here. Let it be. And save it, Control S. Again, looks very much like the Visual Studio Code because it is. So here we have it, and it works. And now let's get back to get back to try and tell him, okay, please add button referee up. And I hate referencing because it's not quite precise, but we've seen all I understood what I meant. So you see it added here. And we still have our modification. And we accept it. And this most probably save it. This I'm not absolutely sure. And let's see what's going to happen. So we have also the help button. And we are running in the last 9 minutes of this session. On this, I've been 4 minutes fast. So let's try to do a recap. What we try to do here. We try to run to a couple of tools to get an idea what's vibe coding. Vibe coding is based on agentic. Agentic, it creates file. In fact, agentic, it's based on generative. So essentially, it's taking a prompt, it's generating far more things than the prompt itself. It's not just an answer or just an image. Here, it's generating a lot of things. If we are thinking agentic in the context of, let's say, Microsoft thinking Visual Studio Code, will be okay, here can touch more than one file and understand context, and it's a far deeper way of doing things. What's the main problem with vibe coding as it goes? It's the vagueness and the not precise nature of the natural language. Because here, and that was a wonderful example, we are not able to write precise laws in any language in any country. There are loopholes, there are stuff that got misunderstood. And we expect a system to understand all this with all the intricacy and all the nuances of the language. And let's say English language can have a lot of nuances left and right. So this is the heel of this kind of solution. If your colleague does not understand you, how can you expect that an AI tool will really understand what you mean? This notwithstanding, so the next problem goes, and who is the real users of this? As you see, again, I'm coming from developer background, but on Microsoft platforms, and I'm not actively coding each and every day. On some of these, I struggle to know where to put a simple link. So imagine somebody with limited knowledge of a platform gets some code, and it needs to know that it's okay, it's doing what it's requesting, and it's implementing whatever needs to implement. So that is a problem. Okay, here there are, let's say, mitigating factors. There are ways around it, but again, goes from some knowledge. We have code analysis, which look at the quality, the code of stuff. Sonar, it's, let's say, the most common. Even in architecture, I'll just see me using like C4. There is, for example, when I did the translation, there are analyzers in well architecture framework, and which gonna tell you if you use the right components. So yes, if you're knowing about the tools, you can find tools to check. But again, if to do a professional product and not knowing anything about it, it's a high ask. Yes, if you are an enthusiast and you want to do something to help you in a day-to-day work, yes. I'm not sure about work and security. There's okay, but still, you want to automate something, you want a special photo editor, let's say to work on only cat pictures, whatever. Yeah, you can do it. In this situation, it makes a lot of sense. The next issue, which I mentioned before, I'm going to mention yet again, and somehow related to the last one, it's if the code it's nice, can be worked upon. So what the result, yes, is doing what I want. It looks okay, and that it's understandable, to be easy to be modified, because again, not on the short to medium term, I do not see the whole code generated fully by an AI system. Somebody, a human, should look and change, tweak something, or even just something into it. And this system, you see it, what was the range of how the code it's looking. Also, if the code is understandable for a human, it would be very well understandable on a machine. Again, these topics, opposed to the one with the natural language, will solve in time, because as we use it more, the models will learn more and will use better code to learn, not whatever scrap you find. Because if you are looking on GitHub, there is scrap and there is wonderful code. So yeah, and will get better, but won't be revolutionary. Will be mostly evolutionary. And last but not least, you've seen that some of the tools have the bad habit of dropping your changes and starting greenfield at every prompt. It was something like 30% of the tools I show you. So this, again, you should take a bit into account. Most probably will evaluate. It's, again, evolutionary. It will get better with time. Okay, it's a brave new world. I say, absolutely agree that for a weekend project, yeah, I will use vibe code, because I do not have the time to investigate. I want to see it. Also, I see it for project and delivery managers. They will run with vibe coding based on Figmas. And okay, the results will vary. I'm guessing that they won't replace the rest of the team, but still will anyhow we'll have the discussion, because if you have a working Figma, working a bit more, yeah, you can have a better discussion with the client. You will get better. So it's something to be looked on. It's something to be used, but let's say responsible. Last but not least, remember all the VS Code forks are having their own stores. In fact, they are using a store which is not Microsoft. And here it happened that were malicious extensions. So this being said, I'm on top of time. If you have any questions, I'm guessing we do not have the time, but if you still have questions, you can ping me on LinkedIn. I'll answer it as fast as possible, pretty fast. So thank you very much. Have a very good rest of the conference. Thank you. See you next year, hopefully.
Thank you, Catalin, for a great tutorial.